Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the program. Today we are honored to speak with Ambassador Sitwat Nayeem, the Ambassador of Bangladesh to Ethiopia, on the occasion of the Africa-Bangladesh Trade Show and Business Summit 2025. I am your host, Goshumal Sir. Do stay with us. A very warm welcome to our Dialogue program, Ambassador.
Thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure to give an interview.
The Africa-Bangladesh Trade Show and Business Summit 2025 took place here in Addis Ababa. Could you tell us about the significance of this event for both Africa and Bangladesh?
Thank you very much for the question. Bangladesh and Ethiopia had been a long-lasting relation for quite some time. And following that, we opened up our embassy in Addis Ababa in 2016. But after 2016, there was not much progress on the business and trade and investment between the two countries, despite having a lot of potential in Bangladesh as well as in Africa. So I took over 4 months before as ambassador. My first priority was to work on this business between these two countries, trade and investment. And this event, which is a very humble one, a small one, just as a beginning, to attract the Bangladeshi businessmen as well as the Ethiopian businessmen to interact each other and know about each other so that they can do business together on those areas where we have flourished and having potential, and also Ethiopia having potential and to do business. What I came to know right after coming here is that the lack of knowledge about each businessman of the Ethiopian businessman having less knowledge about Bangladesh, Bangladeshi businessmen having less knowledge about the Ethiopian prospect of business here. To connect these two businessmen group to this is a small initiative that we have taken, and I'm glad that the Bangladesh Africa Business Forum joined with us to make this program happen. And I wish the businessmen will be turning up shortly in this gallery to see the products that we are showcasing here. And this is the first step towards a very successful business opportunity between these two countries. I'm sure the businessmen coming here from Bangladesh and also from Ethiopia will take the benefit of this forum. And if they can take it and we can do business and between each other with a win-win situation, my effort of arranging this fair will be successful.
Ethiopia and Bangladesh have had diplomatic and economic relations for years. How do you describe the current state of Ethiopia-Bangladesh relations?
That is another area that I'm working on, and you will be happy to know that the Bangladeshi foreign minister visited last month. He had a meeting with the foreign minister of Ethiopia. The advisor of food was here. The OIC ambassador was here. The foreign secretary bilateral was here. So a lot of these visits happened in Ethiopia right after my arrival. I could convince them to come here and explore, talk to people, connect each other so that the plan that we have for the trade and investment and diplomatic relation, we can boost. One thing I like to mention here is the good part is the direct flight that we have by Ethiopian Airlines with Dhaka and Bangladesh, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa in fact. So that actually helping the businessmen to come directly here and do business and talk about business. So that is a boosting point of doing business together between these two countries.
What opportunities exist for Bangladesh investors looking to invest in Ethiopia?
There is a lot of opportunities. I had been moving around to different export processing zones. I came to know about the incentives that the government of Ethiopia is giving towards the investors. Now my job is to transmit this to the businessmen in Bangladesh. Here also, there are some investors here coming all the way from Bangladesh. They are talking with the different people, understanding the incentives that the government is given, and also the free trade zone, the Africa Free Trade Zone is another boosting issue, which I think many of the Bangladeshi businessmen do not know. I've taken this challenge of educating or informing the Bangladeshi businessmen about the facilities that they might have or they will have if they invest here. And you will be happy to know that I am planning to take a group of businessmen from here to Bangladesh, and as well as bring a group of businessmen from Bangladesh to Ethiopia to see in first hand that what are the facilities and the incentives the government is giving from Ethiopia to the investors or businessmen of different countries.
Ethiopia has implemented major macroeconomic reforms and is opening up its economy to investors. How do you assess the current business climate for foreign investors in Ethiopia overall and ease of doing business?
My assessment is that it's pretty easier to come in here, and the Ethiopian government has already thought about it, and thinking about it, they have implemented a lot of, I said about the incentive, relaxing the tariffs, and it's a business-friendly environment. As I told you before, it's the lack of knowledge. In case of Bangladesh, I'm telling. When we will be able to tell the Bangladeshi businessman about the incentives, the procedures, the system that the government had made for the investors and the businessmen, I am sure a lot of businessmen will come and will love to come here to do business. From this forum, you came to know about the jute, the connection between jute and coffee. Ethiopia is the largest coffee exporter. We need to connect. Bangladesh is the largest raw jute producer. So there is a big connection between these two countries which needs to be explored in a bigger way. My job is to facilitate that, inform people, bring people so that they can start their business, and both it's a win-win situation for both the countries.
Ethiopia is undertaking massive reforms to ensure food self-sufficiency and corridor development. How do you see Ethiopia's approach serving as an example for other African countries?
You know, we need to start somewhere. We have started this effort with Addis Ababa, with Ethiopia, and you know about the free trade zone. I'm telling people to invest here, to do business here, because the African market is very big. It's not only with the 12-country free trade zone, it's a huge population, it's a huge market that the businessman needs to explore. It's not that I'm doing business in Ethiopia, but you are doing business in Ethiopia, but from Ethiopia you can expand your business to other 12 countries without thinking about the tariffs. I think for me that is a very big issue that these people need to know, the Bangladeshi businessmen, and that will encourage them to do business and their investment in Ethiopia.
As you know, Ethiopia has successfully inaugurated the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Beyond providing energy for Ethiopia, how do you see it shaping the geopolitics in the Horn of Africa?
This is a very interesting and a good thing happened for Ethiopia, that powering every people in Ethiopia and also to export. I hope the government will utilize it in a good way, and my best wishes for it.
Ambassador, we really appreciate your time and insights you shared with us.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Well, dear viewers, you have been watching this dialogue program. That brings us to the end of our today's program. I will see you in another edition. I was Goshmal. So, bye-bye.